Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here from 6string Fingerpicking. In this lesson, we'll learn how to play a fun fingerstyle arrangement of All I Want for Christmas Is You. This is actually the final song on my 12 fingerstyle songs of Christmas list. So if you want to learn how to play more fingerstyle Christmas songs this year, then make sure you check that list out. There's a link down in the description. Okay, so let's get into it. The first 4 bars are just over a G chord, and they go. That's all just over a G chord. So all I'm doing is I'm clamping the G note on the 6th string down, the 3rd fret, and really in the bass I'm just playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's kind of constantly ringing out. Nothing fancy going on in the bass really. Okay, so with that in mind, we just need to add the melody on top. So what I'll do is I'll play that 6th string 3rd fret with the 3rd string open. And then we're going to kind of got like a down pick, but I'm picking the B string open. But it doesn't matter if you strum the G in there as well, the G string or the 3rd string. Okay, like that. But you're targeting the B string open. And then you're going to play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string with the bass note again. Okay, so. And then we're going to play down strum again, but we're going to target the 2nd fret on the 1st string, like that. It doesn't matter, you know, if you strum a few strings, it really doesn't matter. And then you're going to strum up on the 3rd fret on the same string. So the melody, and you just want to get the bass in there as well, like that. Then we'll play the bass note, and then we're going to go back to the 2nd fret on the 1st string, strum up. That will be followed by another very, very light percussive tap in the bass, okay, and then open high E string. So you put all that together. Sorry. And then we'll play the bass note again, and then you're going to come up on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and that's pretty much it. And then we just strum down. And you can do a very light strum roughly on the D and the G string just to fill out a bit of space. But that's the first 2 bars. Okay, so maybe just practice the melody on its own, think about the bass, and then bring the 2 together. Okay, but we're still on G for another 2 bars after that. Then the melody is the 5th fret on the high E string, then the 3rd fret twice on the same string, then the 2nd fret, then the 3rd fret, then the 2nd, and then open. So that's. And then we just need to kind of strum that and add the bass. So that's like that. So together, we play the 6th string 3rd fret with the high E string for the 5th fret, and then down strum targeting the 3rd fret on the 1st string. Then up on the same note, bass, and then it will be up, but on the 2nd fret, very light little tap, and then up on the 3rd fret, bass, back to the 2nd fret, up, very light tap, and then up again on the high E string, open. So if I put all of that together, okay, that's it. See, I played the bass after that, and then with the light tap that will follow on the count of 4, you can just do a very light strum on roughly the D and the G string again, just to fill out a bit of sound. So you've gone. You just got to get used to that kind of strumming and picking thing that's going on. So that's what's going on the G chord. Let's put it all together. Back to the beginning. Okay, then after that it goes to a C chord, but we're going to be playing it like a G-shaped C chord like this. So what I'm doing is I've got my 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the 6th string, and then I'm barring the 5th fret on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th string. Okay, that's pretty much my C chord, right? So here, holding that down, I'll play the 3rd and the 6th string together. Then we'll come down and we'll target the B string. and then we want to make that B string the 8th fret, and you'll play that with the bass. So, and you know, as I say, it doesn't matter if you're knocking into a few strings, just so long as this is important, just so long as the melody is the highest note. It doesn't really matter if you're strumming the strings below that. All right? Yeah? But so once you've done that, you've got a light tap, and on that tap you're going to want to target the fifth fret on the first string, like that, and then up on the 7th fret of the same string. So, like that. Yeah. And then we're going to play the bass after that, and then you come back onto the 5th fret of the high E string. Then you got that little tap, and then pick up on the 8th fret of the B string, bass note, and then a 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then just a very light strum on the chord with that tap. So that's what it's like. So that's what's going on the C. It's a bit of a tricky grip if you're not used to that shape, but it's all just part of the K system. And then you get the minor 4 chord, so it goes to a C minor after that. So holding down a C minor bar chord, what we're going to do is we're going to play, so we're going to play the 5th string, and then the 3rd string and the 2nd string. So that will be the 3rd fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret and 3rd fret. With that held down, play the 2nd, 3rd and 5th string. Okay, and then we're going to strum down, targeting the high E string, and then strum back up. So play the bass note, and then take your pinky, put it on the 5th fret of the high E string, and then strum up on that. Bass note. Oh, sorry, after that will be a little tap, and then up 1 more fret with the pinky to the 6th. So that's. Okay, followed by bass. Then bring your pinky back to the 5th on the high E string, strum up. Very light little tap, and then back to just a regular C minor. So you're going to strum up, and you should have the 3rd fret clamped down on the 1st string. So that bit, and then play bass, and then you're going to pick up on maybe the 3rd string, and then just a light strum, just to fill the space. That's what you're doing there. Okay, so that's what's going on there. So from the C, okay, and then the chord progression goes round again, but it's slightly different. It's just the melody that's changed. So the bass notes pretty much exactly the same throughout, but the melody this time you've got. So that's just the 5th fret on the high E string, and then 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, open. So. So together, 5th fret with the bass, 5th fret high E string with the bass. Then the 3rd fret, that's going to be a down strum with a light tap, and then back up, and then bass, and then down to the 2nd fret on the high E string, strum up, very light tap, and then back to the 3rd fret on the high E string, strum up, and then you're going to play the bass, and then to the 2nd, tap, and then open up. Bass, and then 3rd fret on the 2nd string, up, and then a light strum. Okay, so. So you can be quite relaxed and hit a few strings. It doesn't really matter too much, as I said a couple of times. And then, that's the next melody, so. So there, bass note with the open third string, strum down, target the B string, and then play the third fret on the B string, then bass, and then second fret on the first string, strum up, very light tap, then third on the high E string, strum up, bass, back to the second high E string, tap, and then open on the high E string, bass, strum. So okay, so here are those 4 bars. Alright, and then it goes to C, and then C minor again, but this time again the melody is just slightly different. But it's only different on the C, and it's the same as it was before on the C minor, which is great. So we hold our C down, our G-shaped C chord, play the bass note, and then you want to get the 7th fret on the high E string in there, and you're going to, so you play the bass, and then with the tap on the count of 2, strum targeting that first string 7th fret. So you strum down, and then up, and then you're going to pick, you know, you could pick this first and second string and the 6th string. So, sorry, like that. And then back to the 5th. Okay, so I'm targeting the 5th fret on the high E string there, light tap, and then back onto the 7th fret, up strum, and then bass, and then back to the 5th fret on the first string. So. And then that's followed by a little tap, and then you're going to play the 8th fret on the 2nd string, bass, and then 5th fret on the 2nd string, and then just a very light strum on the chord. Okay, so. Okay, so difficult grip if you're not used to it, but then the C minor is exactly the same as the previous C minor, which is really good, so we don't have to go over that. But anyway, that's the verse. After that, it goes into the chorus. So let me play the whole of the verse for you once more. So it goes like this, nice and slow. And then you go, okay, but one other thing to mention, sometimes on the C chord, I'll walk up, so. And then into the C. So feel free to do that if you want to. Once you get to the open strings, there, you can walk up, and then you just play the C as normal. It's completely optional, you don't have to do it, it's up to you. So if you want to do that. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave it for this lesson. If you want to learn the rest of it, then that's going to be available down below this video. So check it out if you want to learn how to play the rest of the song. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I really hope that you've enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and head over to sixstringfingerpicking.com where you can get the remainder of this lesson. And remember, there's 11 other Christmas fingerstyle songs there that are just waiting for you to learn them.